Yo, y'all can hear me out there loud and clear. Let me know if you could hear me loud and clear. What's up, fight fans? We are back at it at another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin, and where the wall fights start.
Round one.
Shout out to all the fathers out there. You know, Father's Day is here. To all the fathers that got ties and socks. You know, you are appreciated. You know what I mean? We might not get the best gifts in the world. Some of us are lucky. We get real good gifts. And but some of us traditional socks and ties, you know, and that occasional uh art from your child from school. It usually comes with macaronis glued to a piece of paper, you know. But those ones right there are the best. Those are the best. I keep those all year round on the refrigerator. It says number one dad on it. I don't mean to alert everybody that I'm officially the number one dad, you know, basically on the planet. My daughter said it. Too late, guys. I'm sorry. It is what it is, but you guys are doing an amazing job too. To all the fathers out there, man. Shouts out to you guys. Uh well, for as far as these fights and boxing goes, you know, uh, you know, these fighters start to win some fights, put together some wins right away. They start to mention names, and we in the boxing world, we start to say to ourselves, "Haven't we seen this before? Haven't we heard these kind of call outs?" And really, nothing ever occurs, right? So, is this another one of those type fighters? A lot of us had our opinions set on what type of fighter Keyshawn Davis was portraying to be. He was portraying to be, I'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, right? No sooner that he wins the belt, he loses the belt on the scale. He says, I will not fight this champion, Raymond Morataya, and because I don't want to pay sanctioning fees. And then he's going to look at Abdullah Mason on stage, make a mockery, and then what took what occurred behind the scenes. So we saw one of the biggest meltdowns I've seen in quite some times in boxing. Not the worst thing I've ever seen in boxing. Nah, not by far. Nah. What Keyshawn did was distasteful, but when you step back, let a couple days go by, they didn't really do anything. They didn't, as far as the head bump, boom, 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 that right there, that's a problem. But I seen them. Well, who was it in the UFC? Man, them two white dudes was banging it out in the second row. Wasn't it like that dude? I forget his name, man. Crazy white dude, bro. Uh, he always say real crazy shit out his mouth, and like I seen shit like that. But one of the worst things I say, and I repeat, like I saw Mike Tyson bite a piece of Evander Holyfield's ear and spit it back at him in the ring. And that's got to be one of the worst things I've ever seen in the sport of boxing. And they didn't do absolutely nothing. He got a neck. He fought him again next. The ear thing, like they listen. So as far as suspensions and things like that, you know, these are fighters. These are fighters. Shit happens. Shit happens. Hopefully, it doesn't go to a point that where we say, when have you gone too far? When's too far, too far? You know what I mean? So, and that, like that, I look at it like, yeah, hey, wait. I haven't had you guys' chats up. What's up, Jonathan? What's up, Frontline? Happy Father's Days, guys. Do me a favor and smash that like button for me. You know what I'm saying? Because give me a double like. Yesterday was my birthday. Today's Father's Day, and I'm getting ripped off in the gift department. It's like being that kid that's birthday is like December 24th. You know what I'm saying? They be like they give you a big box, one big present. That's for your birthday and Christmas. Yo, be getting ripped off. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel today. Father's Day was too close to my birthday. It's usually sometimes it falls like 2 or 3 days apart, but usually and it'll go like one day. This was like bing bing. I got hit with the yogi doke. I got a cake on the birthday and a cod on Father's Day. You know what I mean? Totally ripped off. Totally, totally. Nah, I had an amazing time. My wife took me out. We went out and she got all the people to come out and sing it for me. And you know what I'm saying? I felt crazy. They try to get me to get on like this saddle, right? It's a cowboy restaurant. We're eating steaks, right? It's like a cowboy themed restaurant. So every time somebody has a birthday, they bring out this like a saddle, like if you was on a horse, and it's like on a like that kids seat thing, and they got it on there screwed on real good or whatever. And people get on it and go like this while everybody in the place sings happy birthday to them. And they try to bring out that set. I was like, get that shit out of you. You are not about to videotape me like this on no damn. I was like, yo, baby, I appreciate the birthday. Then you surprising me. Everybody's I ain't doing the saddle thing. Nah, she got jokes, right? My wife, right? She wanna videotape me on as soon as they said I saw that, I looked at her, I was like, nah, you ain't about to catch me going out like that. That's not happening. So my wife, she starts laughing because she know I caught on to what she was doing. That's why she took me to that Pacific restaurant because she knew about the saddle thing. And I was like, you got jokes, huh? I was like, all right, cool. Right. So, but it was an awesome time. Man, I stuffed my face. It was like I had everything everywhere. I like ordered one of everything. I was like, let me get this. I had a baked potato packed, it was loaded and broccoli over here, steak here, shrimps over here. Yeah, I had it all, and like it was just a great time. And then today I got a cod. Cod basically said you're getting old. That's that bullshit right there. See, that's that bullshit I'm talking about. I would have preferred the tie right now, and I was complaining about ties and socks. I would have took this. I need some socks right now. I probably would have took the socks right now and been happy that I got this. You see, when we complain, when we got it good, right? Hey, you want to complain about the socks and the tie? Here's a card. You know what I mean? The card came with money though. Okay. You know what I mean? The card did come with money. Where is that card? I gotta pay close attention to it. I might get jacked by my own family. Wife catch me slipping. Yo, the card's gone. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't never seen that card. Yo, I'll take a hit. So so yeah, man, uh I hope you guys are out there having also an amazing time. I hope you didn't have a birthday like I did right next to Father's Day and got ripped off. But I hope you got to spend time with your loved ones, your kids, or peace and quiet. Or peace and quiet. Some of us fathers would like just to get away for a little while. And I could also understand that. That's some shit. On Mother's Days, the women go to spas, get their nails done. On Father's Day, we get to hang out with the kids. Like, what hold up, what let's talk about this. Wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this is fair. I become the instant babysitter now. You're not babysitting to your own kids, but now I'm working a grill outside. I didn't want to grill, but it's Father's Day. Now I got to get out there and grill hot dogs, hamburgers. And they put me to work on Father. We need to write up some new rules. Like where did we go wrong? And on Father's Day, like, hold up, time out, time out. Y'all ladies is getting all kinds of gifts, and then you guys hook up with your girlfriends, and then you guys go out and do your hair, your nails, the spa, everything. And on Mother's Day, I gotta watch the kids. And on Father's Day, this is some bullshit. Yo, we gotta put in a petition. You know what I mean? Yo, we gotta revisit Father's Day. All right, we gotta have on Father's Day. We gotta do some fun shit, like 5 things on Father's Day. All fathers must complete by law. It's state law. You must do, and then videotape them and put it out on the internet that you completed all 5 things. I mean, let's write it into law. That's all I'm saying. You know? Right. So, happy Father's Day to everybody out there, man. We all need a good laugh, you know. And these fights, Nonito Donaire at the age of 42, I am jealous. I am jealous. He got me believing. Nonito Donaire, bro. It was a cut, headbutt, suffered in the fight. They had to go to the scorecards. He was clearly winning the fight, in my opinion. But he looked good, man. He didn't look like he did in his last one. Nah, man. His physique looked right. He looked like he was in boxing shape. He had that kind of like round boxer look. Not a lot of muscle weight building. And he looked like he was really loose. And that time away might have did him some justice. He looked the way he looked. I was just like, okay. I was all right, all right. So I mean, the fight what it was what it was. But I I gotta like commend him for doing that. Yeah, that's not easy. That's not easy to do. Not at his age. We're thinking about the Terrence Crawford with Saul Canelo Alvarez, and Terrence Crawford being 38 years old, older than Saul. And a lot of people saying, yeah, look at the age, look at the age. And Arthur, and Demetrius Bivol. Look, Arthur's what, 39? He'll be 40 now. So yeah. But it seems like in certain fights, people don't bring up the age, because when they said that Nonito Donaire was washed at 36 when he fought Naoya Inoue the first time, right? They said, "Oh, he was washed, this and that." Well, since that time, Nonito Donaire is so good. In fact, he was able to obtain 2 world titles after losing to Naoya Inoue. And that win over those 2 wins over Nonito Donaire that Naoya Inoue has, they're aging well. They're aging very well when he's still going out there winning world titles. Oh yeah. You know, how many men, and I'm not taking shots at Terrence Crawford, but how many men or how many of the fighters that Terrence Crawford fought, how many of the undefeated fighters he's ever fought went on to become a world title? And how many opponents that were champion went on to become world champion once again? I think the answer is 0. None of his undefeated champions that he's ever beaten became a champion. Ever. And I don't think any champion he's ever beat became a world champion again. Charles Porter didn't. Kell Brook didn't. Jeff Horn didn't. Errol Spence hasn't. Devin Amednesian hasn't. Gamboa hasn't. Uh, and Dongo hasn't. Um, I don't think any champion. I don't. I don't. So that it goes to show you that Naoya Inoue's competition is tough. Uh they've won 5 belts after losing to Naoya Inoue, the guys that he fought. 5 belts. His competition is pretty good. That's more than good. And it's just Nonito Donaire is something else. He is something else, and I got to give him his credit. Where he goes from here, where he puts himself in position. I'm not gonna shoot as far as him getting another shot at Neil Inoue. I don't think that'll ever happen. Let's just be honest. Neil Inoue's schedule is pretty much written out for him. He's not in the position where he's just gonna take any fight in between time to kill time. He's getting older himself, and he's starting to look at the tail end of his career, what it might look like, who are going to be the fighters that are going to be there. So as far as Naoya Inoue and Nonito Donaire story, uh, their stories will always be intertwined with each other. Okay. But as far as them meeting in the ring in competition once more, um, the odds of that happen are almost 0 to none. I really think. I don't think he beats out in an argument a potential fight with Junto Nakatoni. I don't think he beats out the mandatory he has with MJ and a potential fight at 126 with Nick Ball. I don't see where Donaire cuts the line. And what does he have to offer if Naoya Inoue already has all 4 belts? Donaire would have to do some crazy shit, go up to 126, and he lost when he tried to move up higher in weight. Nonito Donaire got knocked out. So I don't really think that it's not gonna fit. But great accomplishment, man. To Shouts out to Nonito Donaire, brother. Bro, you the fucking man, bro. You got me thinking. Put me in, coach. You know what I mean? Might come out of retirement, bro. I don't know. Listen, I'll fuck around and fight Rolly right now. I'll fight Rolly. Win, lose, or draw. I'm not saying I could beat him. Give me 4 months to train for Rolly. I'll fight Rolly right. Hell yeah, I'll fight Rolly. You're damn right I would. And I'm not even talking shit. He might fuck me up, right? He might have to put me out because Rolly was looking good, right? But shit, I'll take a shot at it. Fucking right, I would. What? Give me a shot at that belt. Give me 4 months to train. You know, fuck around a Rocky story. You know, Rocky didn't win the first fight neither. By the way, he lost and still came up. Adrian. Hopefully, I get one of those moments. I'll be all busted up. Rolly be fresh as shit like this. I mean, I'll be like, yo, I fucked up his fist with my face. All right? Rolly, your fist tomorrow, they gonna be swollen. All right, look what you did to my face. Shit. That's I ain't gonna sit here and fucking be lying and shit like I can beat Rolly and shit. Hell no. But maybe what I'm saying. Like I'm not in shape right now. I'm like nah. Right. Like this second, nah, I wouldn't last 30 seconds. But if I had like a full waiting crutch, yo, I don't care if I get knocked out. I'd go out there for that right there. So like Donaire, man, the shit he did, man, inspires a lot of people, man. Especially one for us old dudes. Yeah, I was like, oh, yo, I thought Donaire was going. I thought he was gonna get dealt with. Tell you the truth, I did. There was a part of me, but I just didn't say it. I was just like, damn, 42, bro. My man might get. Yeah, I didn't want to see him get knocked out the ring like Bernard. Watching Bernard go stiff like that and slump out the ring. Nobody even extended a hand to try to catch him. They just let him poof. I was like, damn, bro, y'all messed up. They was right there too. One of them could have been like swung that camera around and like, yo, they let that man hit. They came in after his head hit the ground like poof. I was like, damn, bro. I didn't want to see that for Donaire, but Donaire proved to the world. He proved to me definitely. I always knew what kind of fighter the Flash is. We all know what kind of fighter the Flash is. But did he have one good one left in him? Did he have one good one left in him? And yeah, he did it. He did it. So yeah. And as far as Richard Hitchin, um, he's just doing what everybody else is doing, bro. Cloud chasing, calling out fucking fights that really don't even make no sense. I could see where people would say it makes sense. It makes dollars and cents calling out Devin Haney. You see, it's crazy that everybody says, "Oh, Devin Haney's stock is down. Devin Haney don't sell. Devin Haney's a runner. Devin Haney's this, that." But it seems like no one can seem to keep his name out their mouth. They'd say all this shit about Devin Haney, but typically he's one of the fighters that if you're north or south of the equator, wherever he's at, he's one of the names they always mention. For a person not supposed to be, oh, Devin this, Devin that. Bro, you got Devin's name in your mouth an awful lot, bro. You know what I mean? And I like, he must be some, because y'all keep bringing him up. Oh, Devin's a runner, blah, blah. Man, so you mean to tell me that after your first title defense with a much smaller guy, you got the knockout on the outside looking in, casual fans, nothing wrong with casual fans either, right? But they would get this perception that you beat a guy that Tio couldn't beat, and Devin Haney went fought him twice and went the distance with him twice. By you stopping him the way you did, from the casual's perspective, they would deem him better than Devin Haney. It would give this false impression that what he did was on the same level that Devin fought him and that Tio fought him. But now, if you know boxing like I do, that can't be further from the truth. You didn't fight George Kambosos in his weight at 135. You didn't fight him at the same weight Devin fought him, and you didn't fight him in the same weight Tio fought him. And that that thing that they're trying to use to say, well, if you move up in weight, don't you get bigger, stronger, faster type shit, right? No. How many times have we seen guys move up one weight division and get destroyed? And I mean destroyed. The most strongest argument and the most strongest opponent that ever jumped up one weight division from 122 pounds to 126 pounds. The strongest champion in history to ever do that, Wilfredo Gomes. The reason why he had 100% knockout ratio throughout his career, when he won his belt, he had 100% knockout ratio on title defenses. That's like having a royal flush in poker. There's no stronger champion in history to move up one weight division and get obliterated. He should have been stronger, faster, according to what you guys are saying about George Kambosos. No, man. No. That doesn't always spell that. That guy could be he could have been topped out, maxed out. And that weight jump was too much for him. Sometimes you can see weight jumps, but when a guy's in the middle of them, like when Naoya Inoue went from like 115 to 118, from 118 to 122, those weight jumps was cool. He had a little bit of height. He was already cutting weight for these divisions, and he was growing into his body as a young man. He was able to stay strong and fast. Now he's at the position where he's capped out. It's not the same weight jump. You understand? So all weight jumps are not the same. Just because, if he jumped up one, bro, see, Naoya Inoue is already in his 5th weight division. He has titles in 4. He's already in his 5th. When you're asking him to go up 126, 130, yo, that's 6, 7, 8 division. Come on, man. He's already capped out. It's not like if you told him when he started at 108, yo, why don't you jump up? He can do that there. He's still strong, fast, everything, not maxed out. So situations are different. And when I saw that, they try to give Hitchins credit, like he beat the same George Kambosos these guys fought. I was like, no, the George Kambosos that these guys fought was a bit faster. Tio fought an undefeated version. He didn't know how to lose. He had a different mindset. Loma had to introduce him to getting stopped. Devin Haney had to introduce him how to getting outboxed. They had already beaten on the man. Out of his last 6 fights, he lost 4. He's 2-4 in his last 6 fights. The version of the George Kambosos, Hitchins, you beat? Nah. He looked amazing on George Hitchins. He did what he needed to do. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. As a matter of fact, I called it. I called the exact round. I said, Richard Hitchins is going to stop George Kambosos in the 8th round. I said it on the Boxing Voice, right? As a matter of fact, if you go on today's episode, go to the very end. I popped on for like the last 15 minutes, and they gave me my flowers. They was like, yo, shout out to Edwin. Round 1, he called the round. When they asked us all, what round? What about? I said, 8th round. I called the round. Yeah. So I had Hitchins in the fight. And I thought he would stop him. Yeah. Hitchins was he's too big. He's that jab is nasty. Hitchins got a nasty jab, bro. He was popping him. And then when George would try to duck and come in, he was snapping his head back with that straight. Man, listen. And shout out to Richard. You know, he took care of business. That's what you're supposed to do. They put that kind of guy in front of you. It was for a reason. Now, we all knew going into this fight what this fight was about. We knew that George Kambosos was a sacrificial lamb. Why? Hitchins needs a title defense. We all know once you defend that title, you completed the ceremony. You're an official world champion. So get that out of the way. Give me a voluntary, I'm a young champion. I want to get that out the way, get that into the record books. I won a belt, defended the belt. All right, who's next? But I wouldn't be calling out Devin Haney. The fuck this Devin? Listen, okay, maybe name-wise, even money-wise, Devin would be a big fight because financial, probably so. But where are you gonna fight Devin Haney at? 145 for no belts? Devin Haney hasn't fought at 140 in quite some time right now. So is he going back to fight for and then make the weight claw? You mean to tell me you're gonna convince me that Devin Haney's going back to 140 and he's gonna make the 10-pound rehydration IBF weight claw at 140? That's what you're saying? Why would you call him out when there were better options? Gary Antoine Russell, uh, didn't he beat your ass like 3 times in the amateurs or something? Right? What's the number? If you guys know, I think it was 3, right? He beat Hitchins in the amateurs, right? Doesn't mean he's gonna beat him in the pros. It's a whole different ball game, but there's something there plus a unification. What the hell is Teal doing? What is Teal doing? If Richard, if you was to fight one of the other champions, you do not have to obey by that 10-pound rehydration claw. So it'll give you freedom to even get that much bigger in the fight than looking what you look like against George. He looked real wagering. He replenished well. Looks like they know their shit over there because he replenished pretty good. Had I not been out on a date with my wife for my birthday, um, when I saw it, she allowed me to watch the fight on the phone while we was eating. I was like, we're not gonna be talking to each other while we eat anyway. Don't eat with your mouth full, right? Let me play it. So I I think that shit. Uh, where was I? Damn, that both those things threw me off there. Hey, what's up, guys? Let me read it. Armando, yo, yo, I seen your footage, your training. I seen you throwing you were shadow boxing and stuff, and I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Armando's gonna try to go after Richard Hitchins. He's gonna send sign the contract. Armando's ready, bro, right now, bro. Stop messing around. I seen the footage. I seen his. I was like, oh shit, lightning speed. I was like, I see you, Armando. Wow. You know what I'm saying? So, yep, you guys might have to watch out. I'm about to come out of retirement right now. You know what I mean? Put you guys sleep. You don't see Richards beating Matias. Armando says, hello, what's up? Head over diecast. BP, what's up? Thank you. What's up? What's up, Carlos? Yeah, shout out to all the fathers, everybody. And you know, this is an interesting situation that Richard Hitchison does find himself in. He has a few options. I just thought that he would have called out either the champions or, I'm not sure if he's going to ever be able to fight Subir Matias, being the fact that Subir is about to become and the new WBC world champion on July 12th. And I really believe that. So if he becomes the champion, Richard Hitchin dodges another bullet because that pulls Subriel out of his ranking system. Now he doesn't have to face Subriel Matias. Tell you the truth, nobody really wants to fight Subriel Matias on the low. On the low, they'll all fight him. Some, not all. That was a big statement. I mean, half of them will fight him. Yes, they will. But the other half understands the danger in fighting him, and they might not deem it worth it. They might say, man, fuck that. I might be able to beat him, but at what cost? How much damage are you going to take in a Subriel Matias fight? And that's what I think most fighters shy away from. And since he doesn't have a belt currently, you didn't. Yo, shout out to Puello, Alberto Puello, for taking this fight. Puello, the Dominicans, you know what they said to themselves? They looked at Subriel Matias, they looked at his style, and they was like, esto un pan comido. Esto aquí, un pan comido. Esta gente se dejan they allow Subriel to beat on them like this. Puello said, bro, I'm going to show Subriel Matias how to box. Alberto Puello, by taking this fight like this, the statement he's making, what he's saying is, Subriel, you're no boogeyman. You ain't nobody's boogeyman. I'm about to show you. I'm going to beat you like you stole something. That's what the Dominicans is saying right now. You should hear them on, they've been taking shots leading into this fight. And I never ever heard the Dominicans in boxing talking like this. Never. I could actually hear them now. It's low, but I could hear them. Okay. Y'all standing by your man like this? They like, yep. They gonna show up in New York, bro. You ain't gotta tell the Dominicans to show up. You ain't gotta let them know what time it is. They were already there. They're already there. They might have been there while you was building the event up or the stage. They was probably already there. Dominican is New York too. They right there with us. So I expect them to come out. You know what I mean? And as far as the Puerto Ricans go, well, we see it a little bit different. We see it like, yo, Alberto Puello, you know you fucked up, right? You know you fucked up. Did you just say you was about to fight Subriel Matias and give him a shot at the title? We got a motherfucking deal. Let's go. Because you know what? You know what's gonna happen, Alberto Puello? You're too much into your head thinking you let all the Dominican dudes hype your head up and tell you, oh, you're a superior boxer. Oh shit. You're this. You're that. Did you see how you beat the brakes out of Gary Antoine Russell? Do you think Subriel Matias is stronger than Gary Antoine Russell? Yes. And you know what I mean? But yeah. And we're gonna. You fucked up. My boy is about to bludgeon your ass, Alberto Puello. He's about to hit you with so many rights and lefts. You know what I mean? Listen, you will never, ever forget your right from your left after this fight. For as many times as your coach is going to tell you in that corner, he's hitting you with the right, and the left, and the right, and the left again, and block the right, but defend against the left. You are going to get rocked, right? Listen, at some point in the fight, I'm going to say that Subriel Matias is going to lose the first round. After the first round, Puello, your ship is about to sink. You know what I mean? You're going to be in a boat with like holes, the water just parting. He's going to be that guy trying to put his finger in every hole. Oh, another one. And another one's going to sprout. He's going to put his toe in it. He's going to put it because he's going to be in a world of trouble. And Subriel is going to wrap around him like a python and squeeze it. He's done, son. He's done. Yo, Dominicans, y'all had your moment. You guys had your little belts. You got Carlos Adames. You know what I'm saying? You got a couple cool fighters, couple cool ones, right? This one right here, Benito. I'll see you guys July 12th out there. We gonna be rocking. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Fucking Action Jackson, he be everywhere. He always get caught on shit. I'm gonna be out there like this. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, yeah, baby. I need a Dominican flag. I'm gonna have both of them. I'm gonna put like one like right here. That's what I'll do. I'll put the Dominican flag going this way and the other one going this way. They are native cousins, bro. You know what I'm saying? Those times in them eras, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they behind us. We should support all our Latin fighters. You know what I'm saying? In a win or a loss, real respect. I'm just talking shit, but um, I wish Alberto Puello the best of luck. You know, I don't actually mean him any disrespect or any harm. We're just competing, so I'm gonna pop shit. That's how it is. You know what I'm saying? Boom, be out there like that, be out there like that, motherfucker. Let's go, bro. You know what I mean? For every match, you know what I'm saying? Then we got Edgar Berlanga and shit, right? And Shakur's gonna be getting in there and shit. You seen Shakur ran up on William Cepeda like this. He's like, "What, Cepeda? Huh? Huh? Huh?" Yo, Shakur got crazy. He got cross-eyed. He was like, "What's up, Cepeda? Huh? Huh? Let's go!" Yo. Yo, they look like two dogs. They're like, yo, if you would have let them go right there, Shakur looked crazy. Cepeda did too. Cepeda wasn't backing down in the ice grill. Cepeda went crazy too. He's like, yo, let's go. Yo, I can't wait to see that card. That's just a big night for us. And Amanda Serrano is starting off the weekend. You know, I want Amanda to get this win right here, man. She's got to get this win. You know, a three sweep on Amanda. Ugh. Damn, bro. Damn, if Katie Taylor gets her this one, she'll be she'll always go down in Amanda's record, the one that she couldn't beat, the one that got away type shit. Yeah, man. And then I wouldn't have anything to say, but it still wouldn't take away from Amanda's legacy. Amanda's legacy is cemented. So let's just get that right out the way. She's the goat. Clarissa, you could keep your quote saying Amanda's just a goat. All right. And you can't take that 7 divisions, world title in every division, a real world title in 7 weight classes. That's a done deal, bro. That's a done deal. Ain't no woman got no shit like that. So they ain't beating her. So she's gonna go down as the greatest female champion to ever live. Amanda. They gotta give her respect. Clarissa Shields, 3 belts and all 4 belts in 3 separate weight divisions when the maximum amount of women in your weight division was like 15 girls. No, no, no. That's just like giving you credit for winning the NBA championship 11 time when there was 11 teams in the NBA or some shit like that. Whatever the number amount was. You know what I mean? Like you're like, dude, there was nowhere near the same amount of competition. Like, come on, you got all 4 belts and they handed you 3 of them. No, Clarissa Shields, unfortunately, nah. By the casual fan, they'll read the headline, three first female to get 3 weight divisions, all 4 belts. Must be like, but when you look it up, you're like, shit. Nah. Amanda got way more knockouts. What's Clarissa got? Like 3? 4. She just Nah, she didn't stop that last girl. She dropped her, but I think the girl finished the fight. Yeah, in the heavyweight match. Yeah, she didn't knock her out. But she still got like a low amount of knockouts. Yeah, yeah. Stopping Cepeda's small ring. It's gonna give it's gonna make them fight. It's gonna give Cepeda the false confidence that he's gonna be pressuring Shakur. He can walk into some big shots. You know, you pressure a fighter like Shakur, he's a sniper. Shakur is accurate as hell, bro. Let Cepeda come in with that bob and weave and that pressure. That uppercut's gonna find his chin, and then that straight shot's gonna come right over the chop. It's gonna snap off the side of his temple. You know, if he doesn't get dropped or knocked out in that sequence, he's gonna become a little gun shy. He's gonna will himself to come in. You know, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. He's willing himself. He's not gonna be as confident as he once was as soon as Shakur Stevenson catches him with a few good shots, because the narrative is Shakur ain't got no punching power since he left 130. That he ain't stopping nobody no more like that, and et cetera. That he's pillow fisted and his hands had surgery, this, that, and the third, right? Okay. I was watching his hands in the interviews. They look like they healed up pretty good. Let's see how they hold up in the fight. If Shakur doesn't injure his hands in this fight, uh, he's gonna beat Cepeda convincingly in my book, if not stop him. Okay. If Tevin Farmer was able to put Cepeda on his ass like that, well, then I give Shakur a good chance of dropping him too as well, depending how he recovers from the knockdown, or if he doesn't have Bambi legs. You know, it depends how stunned he is, how bad is the knockdown. But I think Shakur got the potential to knock down William Cepeda. Cepeda got the potential to knock down Shakur Stevenson as well. As we all know, we're in a fight. So William Cepeda, this can actually play for him or against him. Now, I've told you what it can play against him and how Shakur can catch up to him, but there's another version of this fight where that he runs down Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson gets hit with a big shot, tries to shell up, become a little gun shy, thinking he's going to circle, and Cepeda can hit him with a big shot over the top. Or while Shakur's trying to circle out, everybody knows that Shakur circles out like this, right? So typically, if you throw the punch, he's going to try to bounce it off his shoulder. But he notices when if your foot is so far on the outside, he'll try to switch going this way. You could flick the shot out like you're going like this and bait him coming the other way. That's easier said than done to do it to Shakur. I understand. You would really have to psych him out to do that. But it's just some movements, things he can think about, and where Cepeda could capitalize in. Whether or not he can do this shit, I don't know. I I would have to see that shit. Shakur Stevenson is like one of the guys in boxing that gets hit the fewest. You don't get a stat like that because everybody can just walk up to you and punch you in the face. It's going to be very difficult to land big shots on Shakur. It could be done. It could be done. I'm not saying it can't be done. And especially if Cepeda goes relentless down to the body and tries to slow Shakur down, take Shakur's legs away from him and make him stand in front of you, you know? So there's a lot of different ways and potential. A lot of different ways and situations this fight can potentially play out. Um, but so I hope, may the best man win. I hope William Cepeda all the best in the world. I wish Shakur Stevenson all the best in the world. And let's tune in and watch an amazing fight. I think it's gonna be a banger. I think it's gonna be a banger. Shakur knows. He's got to make a statement. Come on, man. He's got to know by now. There were people that were already trying to be put in front of you. Keyshawn Davis fumbled the bag. Abdullah Mason is trying to take that little spotlight up there. And if Shakur Stevenson, if you allow this, it will happen. People will stop watching you and start tuning into these young boys. You're young too, but younger guys. You know? Abdullah Mason's 21 years old. They got a long time with him and to invest in him. Keyshawn, like, I don't, you know, boxing's weird, right? Keyshawn can go out, fight a decent opponent, knock him out, and be right back up on top of things. He has a pretty good fan base. They're just a little embarrassed right now, but allow Keyshawn to come back and give them blood, they'll be back on it, right? So as far as Shakur Stevenson, you I don't think you can allow another Edwin De Los Santos performance. You know what I'm saying? Like, just no. He's got to know that this is one of the fights where you're gonna have to, yeah, take chances of getting hit, rolling shots. It's gonna be one of those nights, and I hope he understands that. I hope he doesn't just say, fuck the fans. You guys ain't gonna get me to fight a certain way. I'm gonna fight like this. Yo, we pay for your houses. We pay for your cars. We pay for that necklace around your neck, Shakur Stevenson. We do, the fans. We show up to your fights. We buy tickets to see you fight. Treat us right. Treat us right when we can see you have all the skills in the world. There should be no excuse with a guy as skilled as you are, Shakur Stevenson. There really shouldn't be. You're fucking him. Act like it. That's all. And as far as Edgar Berlanga goes and Hamza Shira, Edgar, bro, this is your fucking city. This is your town. You gonna let Hamza Shiraz come up, move up in weight, and outclass you in New York City, my dude? My man, bro, don't even play yourself, son. You better go out there. Matter of fact, if you ever hear this right there, as soon as you hear me, bro, turn off the computer and go outside, jog. Start jogging. Go do some damn push-ups and jump rope. It should motivate you, bro. This is everything right here, Edgar. You already fought the top guy, and if you ever have any intentions of picking up any secondary belts or like any of these other things while Saul continues his little thing with Terrence and this being a title eliminator or what have you, I don't pay so much or take stock into that. Sometimes it happens the way they say it. Yes, it does. And sometimes it doesn't. It could be a 50-50. We've seen it a lot of times in the sport. But besides that, fuck all that before you even get there, you need to win this fight right here. You need to win this fight right here. You can't have, right, like the little dudes, and Shakur and Sabriel winning, and you the big dog. You at the bigger weight divisions. Doesn't mean you're better as a fighter, big dog, like you could whoop these dudes' ass or you're more skilled than them. No, that doesn't mean that. But as far as our heaviest fighter on that card, Edgar, you're him. You're him. So this fight right here for Edgar is big because if he loses, this could really bring him back. It could. It could step him back a little and then give this Hamza dude a fucking, a catapult in the right direction from that embarrassing decision with Carlos Adames. Because Carlos won that fight, bro. Right? So Edgar's got to win. For as much as I want Edgar to win this fight, he's gonna have to prove to us that he's him, and that move down in Florida was the best thing for him. I want to see a better version of Edgar, because in the last fight, we didn't get nothing from that. We saw some power, but you can't read into that. No, I like the activity, but he didn't get a lot of rounds in, so it is what it is. It was a situation when he was getting out of his contract, leaving Matchroom, Ed Hearn, and whatever the case was. And he just wanted to give them their last fight. And he took basically a cab driver and just to get that out of the way. Got it out of the way. Now he's back where he wants to be, headlining the main event, New York City, your hometown. Edgar, bro, the night is yours. That night is set up for us to win again. I remember when we had that fight card against Puerto Rico and Mexico. Puerto Rico, the last one, we came out on top. It was pretty cool. And then because we're always kicking each other's ass, Mexico, Puerto Rico, they'll have their wave, this wave, and we'll be salty. Then they'll be salty. It's been like that since I can remember boxing. So definitely I feel the competition. You know what I'm saying? I feel the weight of Puerto Rico um on boxing on those days, the 2 days, Amanda's card and our card. I'm very proud to see our men there. It's always amazing when you see your nationality or your country representing your country, especially if they're fighting for belts and stuff. That's awesome. And there's no other better feeling to know that your countryman won the belt and that he's coming home with it, and it's all in the papers. And whether or not you throw him a parade or a party, or how you guys do it wherever you guys are from, but that it's a great feeling. It's a really great feeling. Like, when Usyk, the war's going all around in Ukraine, and what do you think that does for the morale of the people? They got the greatest fighter, heavyweight champion, in the modern era, you know, and it's got to boost them up, man. It really does, So yeah, what do you think George Camboso would have did if he would have beat Richard Hitchison and brought that belt back to Australia? How you think they would have ceremonially agreed it? Like, that does shit for you, So it's always great. What'd you say, BP? I hope Shakur has hands are okay and he can stay in the pocket. Well, that's what a lot of people are saying, his hands about staying in the pocket. I think that plays into Cepeda's hand. That's you're playing into Cepeda's fight plan. But I see what you're saying. When the time comes, he has to be in the pocket because Cepeda will force that upon you. It's not that Shakur wants to be in the pocket with him. Cepeda is going to close the distance really fast and quick. So there are going to be moments he's going to have to fight in the pocket. And I understand. So I hope his hands hold up good so that yeah, he can fight in the pocket like you say. Because I don't think it's going to be, he's going to be, initiating it, but it's definitely coming from Cepeda's side. 100%. Like he did against Valdez. Valdez was just small. He was just small, bro. Uh I never thought that Valdez was gonna do anything in that fight. I just didn't think he was. I thought at the time, you know, uh Shakur was just too much for him. He was just too much. Yeah. Valdez is a great fighter in his own right, though. Valdez has been in his share of world of wars. Great, some amazing knockouts. He has one that knockout when he, oh my god, he folded him. So Valdez is good at his own right. He's just not on Shakur's level. And I didn't think he was on that night neither, going into the fight. Yeah. Yeah. Mexico said about this is trash. Zepeda is what? A natural 135er. Yeah. Shakur's getting these, right? Injections for his hands. You want to know the truth, guys? Those injections are probably one of the worst things for you in the long term. Yeah. They might be good for you in the moment, right? Like cortisone shots and shit and whatever injections that they're giving him. I can't assume that that's what they're giving him. No. They're probably giving him some really good shit, but what that does too, it does multiple things. It tries to harden, I guess, the enamel or whatever on your fist and stuff, right? But it also uh like doesn't allow you to feel your hands in a certain way. It I'm not sure if the feeling what I'm trying to describe is like numbing your hand, right? Because they don't put a numbing agent like that. It's something that allows you to hit for a long time. You really don't feel it, right? In a way, it's weird, right? But all that shit put into your hands when your career is over and you're no longer injecting that shit into your hands, that shit is gonna fucking harden the fuck. Your hands are probably gonna go like this. You probably have one of the most severe cases of arthritis at the end. It's probably good in the moment, but and I think that that's why Floyd stopped doing those injections. Because Floyd used to do everything. He did the wax treatment where he put his hands in the wax. They would like, and then they would peel his hands. Floyd was doing that crazy shit for like 3, 4 times a day. He was putting his hands in the wax. Then Floyd did the injection things, but he saw quick, the difference between Shakur Stevenson's money at the time now and Floyd Mayweather's money was almost night and day. It is night and day, right? So I guess Shakur can afford the injections, Shakur, but Floyd he could afford the surgery. Floyd said, "Fuck them injections, bro," and he went to Japan and he did that surgery in Japan on both his hands. I don't know what they did. I think they put titanium steel and made him Wolverine on the low. I don't know what the fuck they did. Um, I saw this surgery in Japan where they put metal balls in between your knuckles like that, iron like metal balls. I don't think Floyd did that shit, right? Because he couldn't get through a metal detector in the airport, right? But um, whatever they did, they either put screws in his hand, like the special plastic type screws and shit. And I think that that's what they end up doing to Floyd. Yeah, what's up? So like, I know that he went and did the surgery. I'm just not familiar on the procedure on what the hell they actually did. but I know Floyd went and got it done. When he came back after the 2 years, that's when he fought the homeboy that knocked out Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, that's when he did the surgery. And from there on in, Floyd, I don't think he broke his hand anymore or anything, both his hands, but he fought cautiously. He fought the rest of his career. He switched his style up like that. But as far as Shakur, maybe if he makes that kind of money and he got it to spend, you know, just because you make a couple $1,000,000, yeah, Shakur got like 6, 7, $8 million in his bank, and the surgery is $8 million. You're like, fuck, like, so then you're gonna have to take 2 years off your career to heal, like Floyd did. Like, when do you do that surgery in the middle of your career? If you're Shakur Stevenson, when do you have the time to go do the surgery, heal, and come back for a big fight? At this point, he's gonna have to end his career with the hands that he has. I think it'd just be more likely that he probably just keep doing the shots and fight the rest of your career like that. Uh what the price he'll pay for those shots, if what if there's some super shit where like they shoot it and he pays no price? I'm not sure if that exists. I've never had to do shots in my hands or my shoulders or nothing. So uh nah, I don't know what the long term effects of that is. Well, stock chaser. you know, the truth is that we don't ever know how someone's body heals. Some people's bodies heal stronger than others. People's bone density is weaker than others. So everybody's injury is not, the fighter's not going to respond the same. Like I told a lot of you guys, um, I broke my hand in a fight. You know, this knuckles back here, right? And I broke my hand in the fight. Matter of fact, it was the first punch I threw. I broke my hand in the fight with the first punch I threw. I fractured his cheekbone. His this whole shit right here split open like that. It was about that big, right? And you could see the blood coming out, and it it swelled up on his face fairly quick, because when I hit him, he went like that, bam. He went like that. He looked up and he kept going backwards up the street. He kept going backwards. So uh it well, I'm in the heat of the moment. I can't actually tell you how fast it swelled up his eye, but we continued to fight. We continued to fight. We fought for a while, and my hand was broken, and I was still hitting him with my hand. So it has to be that everybody's hands don't break the same. I seen dudes hit somebody. Oh, it's broke. Yeah, that's broke. I can't fight no more. That's broke. Like, I've seen, and you can't even touch it. You're like, like, and when I only broke my hand once. Um, in my experience, I walked to the hospital from there. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's not what happened. I went to sleep. I went to sleep. I woke up the next day and I felt my hand fucking throbbing. I think the pain from it going boom, boom, boom. That's what woke me up. That's what happened. Then I walked to the hospital. That's what happened. And I fixed my hand. And then my dumb ass, right? Because I was young, bro, doing dumb shit, right? Uh, I was gonna fight with some other dude in the moment, and I thought it was a bright idea to cut my cast off. Yeah, that too happened. I might have cut it off early or something. That's why I had my fingers like that. Because I remember I was in the back of the biker club where I was, right? It was like the Hell's Angel biking club. And don't ask me why I was there. But I was gonna get in a fight with one dude, he being real and I started cutting it off. I had a small cast, that's what made it cool. I didn't have a cast that went all the way up your arm. Like, nah. My cast was only like this big. It was like that big. It went around this, went here, and right there. That's it. I was able to put the knife right in like this and start cutting my cast off. I was tapped. I was tapped in the head. I'm like, oh yeah, you want some? Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Those were the days. Yeah, everybody's gonna say that their hands are good in an interview. What sense does it make to say, check out, let's play it out, stock chasers, right? He's like, hey, Shakur Stevenson. Hold on. If we if we're gonna do the interview role, why don't we do it right? Shakur Stevenson. Uh how do how are your hands coming into this fight? Shakur Stevenson. Well, Bob, they're trash. They're straight garbage. This one right here is still fractured, and this one right here, I did get the shots and did get, but I'm supposed to tell you that they're okay. They're actually not. These hands are trash. Wow, Shakur, sorry to hear that coming into one of the biggest fights of your career. Now that the world knows that you publicly admitted that your hands are what we consider basura, garbage, trash. I don't think he's going to say that. Even if his hands are good or not good, the fighter's always going to say, I'm 100%. I'm ready to go right now. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers, his leg could be broken. I'm good. I'm good. You know, you're like, yeah. So I don't take too much stock into that. These guys are warriors at the end of the day. I don't think. I think it's going to take a lot for anybody to pull out. Let's not say that. Please, 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 please give us all these fights, boxing gods. Do not allow that to happen. You know. So like, yeah, man. Ugh! Let's not forget Cepeda pulled out. Let's not Let's not talk this up, okay? All right? All right? Reporting live. Yes, it seems like Cepeda did not know he had scheduled his surgery on the same day he's fighting Shakur. Apparently, he has hemorrhoid surgery he needed to take care of. Yes, that's right, Bill. Yes. What was it? Hemorrhoid surgery? Yes. Yes, he must pull out of the fight. Nah, let's not do that, bro. Let's not talk crazy like this. You know what I'm saying, guys? Yeah. What's up, brother? Man, you just tuned in now and I'm about to check out. So, I just thought to go on. I would just really wanted to wish all you guys happy Father's Day. Talk about a couple of these fights right up in here. Wasn't gonna make it a long live. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button, man. It costs you nothing. It helps out the brand. Get out there. If you can, share the videos. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channels or become a member here at Round One Sports TV. I invite you to become a member to the Round One Sports Talk family. Shout outs to all my members. And like always, I'm on to the next one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. Love yourselves. Bless your families. And I'm out.